Welcome to Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. We are in the Blacksmith Shop in the historic village of Glen Haven. The Blacksmith Shop was one of the first buildings constructed around 1860, as it was the repair shop for the logging and shipping operations. Glen Haven was established as a fuel stop, supplying cordwood for steamships traveling from the East Coast through the Erie Canal into the Great Lakes and onto the Chicago area. During the summer months, we bring the Blacksmith Shop to life by demonstrating the tools and techniques used by blacksmiths during the period of 1860 to 1915, when this was a working blacksmith shop. Our fire in the forge is based on coal, but we're actually producing coke. And so what we're doing is we're starting with this, which is right out of the ground, piece of coal. And as it comes out of the ground, it has a carbon matrix that's filled with oils and waxes, impurities in the coal. And when this burns, it burns pretty hot. It burns about 1,000 degrees. But for us, we're really looking at trying to get up to 3,000 degrees. And so we have to burn out the oils and waxes in the coal matrix, and we are left with just the carbon. And this carbon is very light and friable, and I can break it apart. But because it's so light and friable, it has a very high surface area, which allows the air to get into it and the carbon to burn at around 3,000 degrees. So what I'm doing now is I'm drawing out the steel. You can see that I've started with a 1/2 inch of square stock, 1/2 inch square, and I'm bringing it out to a point by successively hammering it from the bulk of the material out to the point. So I'm going to quench just the tip, because I'm going to hammer right on that little scroll, and I don't want to deform it. And there's our hook. All right, so you can see where I'm going to put the twist in. I need to have a nice uniform heat, because otherwise the twist won't be uniform. And we're going to just put that in there, and then I'm going to adjust here, and we're going to just twist that right around. Most blacksmith demonstrations today will have only one blacksmith working on a single small piece of steel. When this blacksmith shop was active, one blacksmith would have been working with 2 to 3 apprentices, forming a team of strikers to shape larger pieces of steel. The blacksmith and the strikers surround the anvil. The blacksmith will strike the piece first to show the apprentices where to strike, and in sequence, the other strikers deliver their blows. Gotta move it. I gotta move a lot of steel. So here's my leaf, and it's just sparkling a little bit, so it's right up at near melting temperature. And try to get that right in the center. And of course I didn't. So what I'm doing now is putting in some veins on the leaf, and I'm using a cold chisel. I'm going to use the table of the anvil to give it a little bit of three-dimensional. And then I'm going to bring it back over the edge here. Gives it a nice look. I want to make a loop to mount this hook to the wall. I'm using the edge of the anvil to start the loop, and then moving to the mandrel, which is shaped like a cone. That allows me to make a perfect circle. I'm now quenching this loop to cool the steel and keep it shaped, allowing me to work close to the loop without changing it. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice.
There you go. Oh, beautiful.
So I'm using a brass brush and just polishing up the leaf a little bit. And now you get a nice gold color on that leaf. What I'm doing now is just melting a little bit of beeswax onto the hot steel. The beeswax acts kind of as a paint. It coats the steel, keeps moisture from getting to it so that it doesn't rust, and it gives it a nice dark color. This is a standard way of protecting steel from rusting back in the days, before they had really good paints. The last thing to do is to quench this off and just completely cool it. Come to Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore in the summer months and experience the Blacksmith Shop in person.